Listen, I know we've all been stuck in that rabbit hole of trying to find the next best piece of gear, and we've bought 1,000 things that end up just collecting dust. So today we're going to cover the 5 items that instantly impacted my work, and I can guarantee they'll change how your work looks as well. On top of the list, we have an on-camera monitor, and this one is one of my favorites. We've all squinted trying to see if our images are in focus or properly exposed on the tiny screen on our camera. Most camera monitors nowadays are large, bright, and jam-packed with features like focus peaking, waveforms, and my personal favorite, false color. I can't stress how much false color has impacted my work when it comes to exposing my images correctly. I just flick it on, look if things are properly exposed, and we're ready to go. I've personally been using the FeelWorld 4K ultra bright monitor for the last 3 years, and I haven't looked back. You don't need to get the FeelWorld monitor, just look for one that has focus peaking and false color and you'll be good. The camera monitor takes away all the second guessing and the peace of mind is priceless. The second piece of gear I need to recommend is a good color accurate monitor. If you hate color grading, this might be one of the reasons why, because I used to hate color grading and it was because I would spend hours trying to get the image in the spot that I would like, and then I'd export and everything would look wrong. The contrast would be wrong, the hues would be shifted, and I didn't know why until I realized that my monitor just wasn't color accurate, and I picked up a monitor and it changed everything. So getting a color accurate monitor took me from being a color hater to being obsessed with color grading. The one that I use is this 27-inch 4K LG monitor, but there's tons of color accurate monitors out there, but this one fit my budget like 4 years ago and it still holds up to this day. The next piece of gear has been one of the biggest game changers and arguably the most important one, and that is getting a powerful light. If there's one thing that's drastically going to change how your work looks, it's lighting. The second I learned how to shape light, it was game over, and that came through getting an Aperture 300X. That sucker's been with me for the last 3 or 4 years, and it's shaped all of my projects ever since. Now years later, you could get 2, maybe even 3 lights for the price of the one that I got 4 years ago, and some of them are full color spectrum like the Amaran 300C. Nanlite has the 500B for around $1,000, which is insane. So there's a lot of options, and I'll link some of my favorites down below. The next lightweight piece of gear is definitely getting a tube light. We've all found ourselves in tight spaces trying to figure out where we're going to put a light, and having a tube light just makes that solution so much easier. You could just rig a tube light with a magic arm or magnets into any situation that you need, and you get that pop of light, and honestly it makes life so much easier. There are so many options out there when it comes to tube lights. Like Nanlite has the Pavo tubes, so you can get 4 of them for like $800. Imagine having 4 sources of light that you can just throw around anywhere, rig them on anything. Like, that's going to make your life so much easier. And to wrap up the gear list, we're going to talk about the backbone of every story, and that is good audio. The best solution that came in my direction was the DJI mic. It's been game changing because I could just magnetize it onto whoever I'm interviewing and just frame it out of the shot, and I get crispy, clean audio wherever I'm at. It's super intuitive that you could just give it to someone, they automatically know how to put it on. And if you want to take your audio to even the next level, try to get a good shotgun mic. I've rented the Rode NTG3 multiple times and I've just rigged it out of frame, and the audio that comes out of that is absolutely crispy. I like it so much that I'm currently saving up to get it, but I'll link it down below if you guys have the budget to be able to pick one up. But there's multiple shotgun mics out there, like everything else on this list, that you could get at any price point. And that concludes the list that elevated my work to the next level. Just remember that these are just pieces of gear that'll aid you in telling your story, but never forget that story is the most important thing when it comes to your work. So focus on that, and I hope this helped you guys out. So I'll see you on the next one. Peace.